Hello, hello. Welcome to Cambly's Black Friday Live. Thank you all for being here. My name is Sean. I work for the customer support department of Cambly, but I also use Cambly as a student. I've been using it for about 5 years now to practice Spanish. So today I'm going to hopefully answer all the questions you guys have. I'll give you a tour of the website and hopefully help you determine which plan works best for your English needs. So what is Cambly? Cambly is an online English learning platform. It really excels in flexibility in a lot of different ways. So there's always tutors available 24/7. So you could be taking lessons literally at midnight. So whatever it fits your schedule. And there's just a lot of tutors. So it's pretty easy for everyone to find multiple tutors that really fit for what their learning needs are. And also where you take your lessons, because Cambly has an app, so you can take your lessons from a computer or from your phone. When I tutored for Cambly, I remember I had a student who pretty much always took his lessons from his car when he drove home from work, because that was like the time that worked for him. So Cambly really does excel a lot in giving you a lot of flexibility. If there's any questions, please post them and I'll answer them as quickly as I can. So how do you register with Cambly? Okay, so you're going to need to go to the main page, I think. So actually, if you click on the link below, that should take you to the subscription page. And from there, it should actually ask you to register before it'll show you any plans. You just enter an email, your password. You can also connect the account via Facebook, a Google account. But to get started with registering, I would just click the link below and it should automatically bring you to the register page if you don't already have an account. If you do have an account, it'll take you to the subscription page, which, right now there's the Black Friday promotion, so you should see it all. And the Black Friday promotion is going to end on the 28th, so that's in about a week and a half. So now's the time to commit to investing in yourself and your English. Okay, so let me show you guys some of the subscriptions. Here we go. Okay, so Cambly has 3 tiers of plans, and I say tier because as you move down, you'll get new features plus all of the features from the previous plan. So if you subscribe to the Pro plan, which is the biggest plan, you will have access to all of the features, including what was in Private Plus and what was in Small Group. So small groups. These are going to be lessons that you take with a native English speaking tutor plus 1 to 2 other students. Each of these lessons has a topic involved. So like cooking, I think I saw one on cultural differences. There was movies. There's a lot of topics. So you'll go in, these lessons are intended for you to practice conversation in a group setting. So there'll be a lot of speaking and a lot of listening. These lessons, even if you could actually take the same topic, like cooking, every single day for a week. And if you'll take it with different students, you'll have different tutors, and really the lesson will always be different. It'll just be the topic that remains the same. So from here, if you move up to the Private Plus plan, this will give you access to one-on-one lessons, which gives you a lot more freedom in what it is you want to be practicing during the lesson. You can tell the tutor, maybe even the tutor will have recommendations, and you guys can work on that. These this is also when your lessons will start to get recorded. And well, if you don't want your lessons recorded, you can message us. There's no problem. We can remove that. But there's a lot of really cool features for studying where you can look at, what was it? You can watch your video and look at the transcript and then move to where in the video you want to look or you want to listen to what you said in that specific part. But I'll show you guys that in the future in a little bit. Questions? When I try to make payments from my debit card, it's not working. Okay. Karakua, Kara, I'm going to call you. So if you're having any issues with credit cards, go ahead and contact customer support. We can definitely help with that. You can access you can get a hold of customer support by going into your account. Here, I'll just show you. Let's share this. Here we go. Right here, scroll down to support. This will take you to the help center. If you go to the bottom, there's a submit request. But yeah, if you're having any payment issues, definitely message customer support. What else do we have question-wise? Okay, my account is old with no activity. I might create a new one, but what do you suggest for getting new students? Okay. Masucci, if you have an old account, I would suggest going back on that, because if you still have your lesson recordings, like what I was just talking about, you can still go and look at those, versus if you make a new account, you won't have access to those anymore. If there's no subscription in the account, you'll see a button at the top to subscribe, which will just take you to the subscription page. You'll see the Black Friday discounts. So I would suggest sticking with the old account if you can, but if you do need to make a new account, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, okay. So, and then is there a discount? Oh yeah, there's definitely a discount for Black Friday. If you click the link below or scan this QR code, it will take you to the subscription page and you'll see all of the discounts. I definitely know there's discounts for all of the 12-month plans specifically, but I think there's lots of discounts going on right now. And we have about a week and a half left until they end. And how can I make English easy? Well, you can make learning English easy by subscribing to Cambly, honestly. Being able to just sit down and speak directly with a native English tutor really, really, really helps in identifying where you need to improve and just giving you the practice, right? Because it's one thing writing, but it is a completely different thing when you have to speak a new language. So, and Cambly really excels at making sure you're learning how to talk and speak English. That is the primary focus. So I would say you can make learning English easy by taking some Cambly classes and just practicing. This is for students or tutors. So what I'm talking about right now is going to be for students. Yeah, and all of this. Any other questions? Ooh, okay, Cambly Kids. I'm not 100% sure if there's a link down at the bottom to the Cambly Kids website. If there is, you'll want to click on that one. But if you do go to the Cambly Kids website, you'll also see all of the Black Friday discounts there. Today, I was going to talk mainly about the other plans. I didn't have a whole lot to say about kids, but there is also Cambly Kids on top of small groups, private and pro, which is obviously only for kids. The lessons are very structured. You and your tutor will help, and the tutors will help determine what level your child's at. They'll put you in the correct curriculum, and your every single lesson will be 30 minutes in a very structured curriculum that goes from beginner all the way to advanced. And then even after advanced, there's a ton of other activities available for those kids that learned English super fast. Sami, you guys have a problem. The new update, I can't open my favorite tutors. It's a glitch or something. Oh no. Okay. For that one, go ahead and message customer support. And here, I have it on the screen where you click the little icon in the top corner. Let me see it bigger there. If you come down here, so you click your corner, go to support, and go ahead and message customer support. Go ahead and, if you can, send a picture. It's super helpful for us to be able to see what's going on. Because yeah, you should definitely be able to open your favorite tutors, Sammy. And I'm sorry you're having that issue right now. Any other questions? What is Cambly and what is it for? So Cambly is an English learning platform. It's designed to give you the maximum amount of flexibility possible in learning English. You can learn it where you want to learn it. You can learn when you want to learn or when you can learn. And you can choose from so many tutors that you'll find at least 2 or 3 tutors that you're going to just get along with super well that will teach exactly how you want to learn. So I think that would be my summary of what Cambly is and what it is for. Anything else? Ooh, okay, if not, I'm going to go back and show you guys some other cool things that Cambly does, or Cambly provides. Well, here we go. So with the private plan, you have lesson recordings. You can check your so you can always review your lessons. There's also Cambly courses. I'll show you guys in a bit what the Cambly courses look like. There are so many Cambly courses. They're all free to use if you have access to private lessons. You just enroll in them. They show up in your lessons, and you do them with your tutor. And they're really, really helpful in focusing what you're going to be learning during the lesson. I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I go to the grocery store, I go every week. So my Spanish for that, I'm just native. I sound great. But then someone asks me for help with their computer, and I just go to a beginner level because I've never talked about it. It just doesn't come up in my life. And Cambly courses are just perfect for this because there are just so many topics that you don't normally talk about that will allow you to really focus multiple lessons into practicing how you would talk about these not so common topics. So I really recommend Cambly courses if you subscribe to private or even pro. With pro, this is specifically for students who have goals in mind, academic goals, career, job goals. Maybe you guys are practicing for the IELTS. That would be a perfect opportunity to look at pro tutors. Pro tutors all are so there's private tutors and there's also the pro tutors, which all have specializations. They're going to work with you on making a learning plan for you to do throughout the upcoming months. The idea is you would take weekly lessons with these tutors and you would keep working towards this specific goal you have in mind. So pro is for the students who have specific goals in mind. Private is going to be for the students who are really wanting to learn how to talk and speak and converse in English. And then small groups is going to be for students who want to practice what group conversations are like, which is difficult. Let me see, are there any other questions before I move on? Going once. Okay, let's see. Sometimes I feel afraid when talking to someone. Oh, I can totally relate with this, just so much. Because yeah, it's so scary to speak a language that you're not fluent in to someone. And there's always the fear of making mistakes. And really, in addition to learning a language, it's really important to conquer that fear, so you don't feel so afraid when speaking. And I would definitely say that taking lessons with a tutor and where you're constantly talking, you really start to learn how to communicate even though you don't know the language perfectly, but you can do it well. It gives you that practice time. And I think really I would say definitely all the students I had when I used to tutor, after a few years, you could just see that they were just so confident. They just knew. They knew they could say what they needed to say. In Cambly, we say that it's progress, not perfection, because you don't have to speak perfectly to communicate an idea. You just need something there and the confidence to be able to know that you can get your idea across, even if it involves all of the hand moving and whatnot that always happens at the beginning of learning a new language. And with time, you'll see that you'll need less and less hand movement and more words will be coming out. And before you know it, you're fluent. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, let me show you guys some more, and then I'll take some questions in a little bit. Let me show you here. Okay, here we have the main page. You can see here's my plan. These are my weekly minutes. It's important to know that weekly minutes will renew every Monday at 3 a.m. your local time. So you want to make sure you're using all of your weekly minutes before they reset every Monday. Okay. So sorry, there's a lot of people sending questions in Arabic. I apologize, but I don't speak Arabic. If you could put it through a translator, though, I'm sure I will understand whatever the question is. If you could do that for me, I would absolutely appreciate it, and I would love to answer the question. So hold on, let me just give you a big overview right here, and then I'll take some more questions. So okay, I told you guys minutes reset every Monday. Another important rule is that you can take 60 minutes subscription minutes every day. If you want to schedule more than that, you can. It'll just ask you to purchase extra minutes. But the two big minute rules are that the weekly minutes reset every Monday at 3 a.m. your local time, and that you can use 60 minutes per day. If you have any scheduled lessons, you'll see them here. And about 10 minutes before the lesson starts, it will appear up here for you to click and join. So once you have your schedule set up, it's super easy. Just to log in, click it, and you're talking to your tutor. Okay, question time again. What's the difference between pro and private? Okay, so a few things. Pro has their own set of tutors that are all specialized in something. Pro is intended for students who have a very specific goal. Most commonly, it would be exam preparation, academic work, or career, or something with your job. That is when I would recommend using pro over private. The pro lessons are going to be not like geared is the word I want to use. I feel like there's a better word. The focus is for you to explain to the tutor, here's my goal, here's what I want to learn, and that tutor is going to figure out here's what you need to be doing to get to this goal, and this is what we're going to do together every week. Private is going to be a lot more casual. If you do have specific needs, you can always talk to the tutor and work out what you guys are going to do in the class. But private is going to be more focused on conversation and practicing those conversations that aren't so common, and really building up your confidence. And whatever questions you have your tutor right there to answer them for you. So there is a lot of similarity between the two, but I would say Pro is going to be the more professional level of help that you're wanting to get, specifically with your job, your schooling, your something very specific. Next question. Okay, Cambly, asking about Cambly with AI. Okay. So I know there's a lot of English learning platforms that use AI tutors. That is definitely not Cambly. All of the tutors you interact with are humans, like me. But Cambly does use AI in study materials, which I can show you guys. So like it uses AI in regards to when you're looking at your lesson recording, you'll see feedback there provided by AI. A transcript will be written by AI. And there's also some pretty cool learning activities. Let me show you those that are all powered by AI. Let's go here, the Learn tab. These activities are available for any subscription. You can do them between lessons on your own time. There's a whole activity for speaking. You can actually type in to this activity like, hey, I want to practice renting a car. And it'll pretend that you're at the store and they'll interact with you like that. So this is pretty cool to work with. I love this vocab activity because AI will actually grab the topics you were talking about during a lesson and figure out what words you should be learning in order to better talk about that topic. So here's the lesson I just had yesterday. And then this is what AI decided would be words I should definitely know based off of the conversation we had. And then you just practice and it'll give you little flashbacks or flashcards to go through. And let's see, there were some other, I think the only other, there's grammar, there's just tons of these activities here. They're available for any subscription, small groups, private, pro, you get access to these. I really want to show you this one. I love it. So reading article, you can even do this one during your lessons. I've seen students do this. It works really well. There's lots of articles here. You just choose one. It gives you a review of the vocab you're going to need to know. Then there's an article you can read. Students will often read these out loud to their tutor for pronunciation practice. And then at the end, you have questions you can answer, either alone or with the tutor. So with AI, I would say there's these activities. There's the study materials from your lesson is where AI is used. But there's no AI in regards to an AI tutor or whatnot. No, everyone here is a human, which is good. Okay, let's see. I also studied English with Cambly for a few years. You can discuss ways how to study English effectively. Do not afraid and hesitate asking questions. I am working in NHS now. How to study English effectively. So I would definitely say consistency is important. Of course, when you take a month off, you really do lose a lot. It tends to come back pretty fast, I guess, but I would say consistency is a big one. Every week you should be practicing. I think actually this is a big reason why Cambly plans have weekly minutes that need to be used every week. Because yeah, you really got to be practicing. I think working with a native tutor is also going to be a huge benefit in regards to getting immediate feedback and immediate practice with another human being. Ways to study. I'm trying to think what else study-wise. Things I've done, which I think those vocab cards are pretty helpful for, but definitely writing out vocab and keeping that somewhere to look at every day, just to be able to see words multiple times. It's not like you see a word once and you magically just know it now. But I would say study-wise, definitely got to keep it consistent. And if you can use, I would really recommend conversation. Like out of all of the kinds of ways you could study, conversing and just talking to someone is going to be the one you get the most out of. It really is. It falls into writing, it falls into reading, and your ability to create sentences immediately. So I would say a very effective way of studying English would conveniently be subscribing to Cambly and working with tutors so that you are constantly talking, because that is just going to be the center of really developing your English abilities. Okay, what else? Do you get assigned a specific tutor when you buy a subscription, or you can choose different tutors per lesson? Can you switch to another teacher if you're not satisfied? That is a great question. Let me go show you the tutor page. You get to choose who you want to take lessons with and when you want to take lessons. If you want to take lessons with the same tutor, that is always an option, assuming the tutor is available at the times you want. Cambly recommends you find 2 to 3 tutors that you really enjoy, as that'll give you more availabilities. But if you don't like a tutor, no, you do not have to continue with them. And really, from the tutor page, you should come here and immediately use these filter features to narrow down from all of the tutors that Cambly has, because it's just, it doesn't end. I could not tell you how many people tutor on Cambly. It's a huge number. I mean, there's people available 24/7. So there's always going to be at least one person that you're going to get along with and who's going to teach exactly how you want to learn. To find those kinds of people, I would use these filters, your preferred level, any background experience they have, accent, and most importantly, right, when you're available. But for example, let me do like, hey, I need writing help. Okay, I don't know why I put write in there. Let's see what it grabs. Yeah, let me change that to writing. I feel like that's more correct. So I need some writing help. These are, because I have a pro plan right now, I only see pro tutors. I could deactivate this and just see all of the tutors. But as you can see, even just writing help, there are so many people here with experience in being able to help you write. So I would find some tutors you like. We could go ahead and look at their profile. Every tutor is going to have an introduction video. They'll have their profile filled out. You'll even see other student testimonials, that's the word. So what other students have to say. You can see what Cambly courses they really enjoy teaching. And then at the bottom, you can see their schedule. I personally would really, really recommend that before you schedule your first lesson with a tutor, that you actually message them first. When I started learning Spanish on here, I remember taking a few lessons and realizing that the tutor and I we didn't quite fit. It's not like they were bad. It's just what my needs weren't exactly what they were capable of providing. So what I started doing was I wrote out a little paragraph of, here are my learning goals. Can you do this, basically? And I sent that to like 15 tutors that I liked. I definitely know 4 of them responded because I still talk to them today. I had my first lesson with each one of them. God, they were amazing. I absolutely love them. So I would really recommend that when you start out on a Cambly plan, that you message tutors prior to scheduling your first lesson. So you're not spending any lessons with tutors that weren't quite the right fit for you. I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to share about this. it'll come back to me. Actually here. So if you have a one-on-one plan and you want to take group lessons, you go to the Learn tab, Learn in small groups, and then you can schedule your lessons based off of what time you want to take them. There's tons of lessons all the time. Here are some of the topics that I was talking about. New in business, health and wellness. They're 30 minutes. There are also 60-minute lessons. Let me show you guys. Because I know when you purchase a plan on the subscription page, you choose how many lessons you get. Each lesson is 30 minutes. Cambly was really built around a 30-minute lesson and taking 30 minutes repeatedly, which is really helpful in learning a language. I think studies have really shown that, like, if you were to take a 2-hour lesson once a week versus 4 30-minute lessons multiple days, the one who's taking the smaller lessons multiple times will learn faster. I think it has to do with sleeping. You need a sleep cycle between each lesson. But as I was saying, if you want, you can purchase, for example, the 2-lesson plan, and then you can enroll in a 60-minute group lesson, and you'll just use both lessons in one class. With the one-on-one lessons, you can actually schedule 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes. So you can actually divide up some lessons or combine them as whatever your needs are, right? And of course, Cambly has monthly plan every 3 months and every year. The more you commit, the bigger the discount is going to be. Okay, are there any more questions? Okay, Jane. Right, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I wanted to share my experience with Cambly. I think it's important to enjoy studying English, and tutors can help us with different ways. Right, I'm happy you're having that experience, Jan, because I think what I've really liked with, I mean it is Spanish, but taking lessons with different tutors provides a lot of different, like, not just accent, but there's also the sort of words they typically use. You know, I know I say awesome a lot, but there's other tutors that aren't going to say awesome a lot. They're going to say something else. And it really helps round out your ability to listen and understand how people communicate the same idea with different words. And so I'm happy you're also seeing that, because it is really nice to be able to have multiple tutors with different backgrounds. It really helps round out the whole learning experience. Any other questions? Or can I move on to the next cool feature? Going once, twice. Okay, let me show you guys the lesson reviews, because it's just a super cool feature here. So in the progress tab, you can see statistics of how you're improving from class to class. This is also AI powered. Okay, and then if you go down to the lesson history, you'll see all of your lessons. Click on it. Let me show you guys this. This is like one of my favorite things about Cambly, to be honest. There's my tutor. So you can watch the whole recording of the lesson. Right here, you can see that AI will actually look through the whole lesson and then give you feedback on what you said and how to improve. So this is in addition to whatever your tutor's providing. You come here and you can see a whole transcript of what's been said. And actually, if you click, like, hey, click here, and it'll take you right to where you said this. So it's super easy when you're trying to reference something that you remember, you talked about that one time in that one class, that one tutor, very easy to find it. So you can practice listening to it or whatever it was that the teacher was explaining to you. You can listen to it again. If you take any Cambly courses, you'll also see here all of the slides. And then if you guys said anything in the chat, it works the same way, that you can click on it and it'll take you exactly to where that was said. I find this really reduces the amount of time you need to study because you're not spending so much time just like clicking through here trying to find that one thing you remember. And actually another cool thing while we're here, if you ever encounter any issues in the lesson, like your tutor's connection is bad or something, you can immediately come to the recording and right here, click help, and you can get it refunded with the system. It'll happen immediately, so you'll get your minutes back and you can just immediately schedule another lesson. I can't promise this will always work because there is system logic. It might ask you to contact customer support, but if it does, you just got to go here again, top corner, down to support, and at the bottom of the page, you'll see the button to get in contact with customer support. Customer support's always happy to answer questions, and even if you need help looking for tutors, because there's just a lot of tutors. And if it's overwhelming for you, that's totally fine. Contact us. We have your back in finding. We could definitely get you a list of some tutors we think will work great for you. Okay, so what about questions again? Mana, can I use my phone to take lessons? Yes, you can. Android or iPhone. There is an app for that. And yeah, it's the same logging in. You can connect from your phone. I think if you're doing like Cambly courses and stuff, I would recommend doing it on a computer so you can see everything really well. Maybe I'm just being old. Like I can't see on a phone. It's too small. But you for phones, well, as I said in the past, I did have a student that would pretty much always take his lessons from his phone in his car. So it really helps you, learn English where you want to learn English. It does not have to be in your office or in front of your computer. Any other questions? Can I pause my plan? Ooh, that is a wonderful question, Mana. Thank you for saying that. Here we go. Let me show you. You can pause your plan to answer that question. So you can pause it 1 to 4 weeks, and it's once every full month that you use. So you can pause, and then you'll need to use 4 weeks of the plan, and then you can pause again. Pausing is super easy. You just go here to your account settings, head on down to, okay, wait, this does have my subscription, right? Yeah, subscription. Here we go. Right down here, we have status, pause. You can choose when you want it to go and then the duration. And it'll pause. This will add, so how the pause will work is it'll make your account inactive. You can't use it, for example, for 7 days, but then it'll add 7 days onto the very end of your plan. So basically you're just sort of moving those weeks to later. Other questions? Can I change my plan after subscribing? Yes, you can. The easiest, so upgrading is going to be the one you can do very easily on your own from the subscription page, actually. Here, I'll show you guys from here, although my plan is already quite large. So same thing, account settings, subscription, change your plan. From here, you can only upgrade. So I can only upgrade to taking more lessons. If I was in a group plan, I would see the private options and everything. But you can always upgrade your plan length, how many lessons you're taking, or which plan type you have right from here. And you don't need to contact us. What the system will do is it'll automatically figure out how many days you have not used, figure out how much that costs, and then use that to help purchase the new plan. So this will all happen automatically. You aren't going to lose any money or any days or anything. The system will make sure all of that gets carried over. But when you change your plan, it is a completely new plan. So if you want it, you can't just add more lessons. Like you can't just keep buying 2 lessons until you get 8. If you upgrade to 3, it'll remove the 2 lessons and replace it with 3 lessons. If you need to downgrade for whatever reason, you can contact customer support and we'll help you work out how to downgrade or change your plan. But for upgrading, very easy to do on your own. Okay, what other questions do we have? Anything else? Miriam. Hey, Cambly tutor here. Could you show us how the students can share their screen? I always try to talk to them through it, but as a tutor, I can't see what the students see. Gosh, it's like we'd have to go into a lesson to see that. There should be a button at the top where you can click share screen. But to be honest, I actually don't remember if students have this option to share their screen. I thought they did, but it is something that I'm not 100% sure about. I know tutors can, and I know that the button would be at the very top, that if you scroll over it. Okay, yeah, I got that confirmed. Yeah, students can. There's a button at the top. I know if you hover over it, it'll tell you what it is, what each button does. But that would be the only the only thing advice I can give you, Miriam. I'm sorry, that's not super. Oh, hold on. Let's see if there's. It's a good idea. Let's check in here. No. Yeah, no, it doesn't show up here either. It's just showing the part of the screen that was us talking, but it should be right up here. The share screen. All of the button options are right here. So that, Miriam, is what I would recommend you tell your student, is to look at those buttons. Yeah, and it'll be right up at the top. Anything else? Oh, actually, sorry, Miriam, you can get in contact with tutor support, and I know that they could send you a photo, so yeah, I would really recommend that. Go ahead and contact tutor support. They're great, and they can definitely help. And is there any other questions? Going once. Okay, here we go. Okay, I guess these are going to be the Instagram ones we can't see. Okay. Okay, so I have one here. Can you cancel or reschedule a lesson if you cannot attend? Or are you charged for that? Ooh, that's a wonderful question. Whoever said that, wonderful question. Thank you for being here, and thank you for saying that. So there is a rule around this. It's 12 hours in advance. You need to cancel the lesson more than 12 hours in advance. You'll get a full refund and you can reschedule. If it's less than 12 hours in advance, you'll get half of the minutes back. So if you schedule a 30-minute lesson and you cancel it 10 minutes before, you will only get 15 minutes back to use. If a tutor has to cancel for whatever reason, the system will automatically reschedule, or not reschedule, will automatically return all of the minutes for you to use. If you, for example, it's Sunday It's it's hours before the renewal. You can, what is it? So if it's hours before the renewal on a Sunday, your tutor needs to cancel and you don't have time to reschedule it, don't worry. Just message customer support. We totally get it. And we'll make sure you get your minutes back. Yeah, so those would be the rules around rescheduling and canceling early. If it's more than 12 hours in advance, you'll get a full refund. If it's less than 12 hours in advance, you'll get half of your minutes back. If you don't attend the lesson, you will lose all of the minutes. Yeah, and then another one, could you explain simply the private plus one? Okay, let me go back to that. Share my screen again. And it was this one. And then I click, there we go. Okay. I think Private Plus is going to be the, I don't know. In my experience, it's the most common plan, but might be different in other regions. So Private Plus, this is where you're going to get, so the focus for Private Plus is for you to get one-on-one experience to practice talking with a tutor and get feedback on your individual performance as opposed to a small group plan, which has the other students present. The big features about Private Plus is going to be the lesson recording, like I showed, that you can go and rewatch all of your lessons. They'll always be there. And go, review it. And you got your transcript and everything. And then also the Cambly courses that you'll get access to those to help you really focus what you want to be studying or learning in your lessons. So private lessons do give you the freedom to really do whatever you want, so long as, of course, the tutor is capable of helping with that, which, like I said, there's so many tutors. I'm sure you'll find someone. So you just message the tutor, tell them what you want to do. They'll tell you if they can, and you can just do that in the lesson. Or you can just talk to them and get practice in, or you can do a Cambly course and decide to better figure out how to do business presentations or talking about, what was it, like environmental impacts on modern industry. I think there's just so many courses. I think it would literally take you years to go through every single course that's available on Cambly. There's just so many of them. So that would be my summary of the Private Plus plan. And okay, let's see, what else do we have from Instagram? Okay, wait. Oh gosh, there's a lot. Should record a lesson short, it should be. Okay, here, okay, someone to show you guys where you see your recorded lessons again. Let me show you that. Share this tab. Oh, no, wait, don't share that tab. Share this tab. Okay. So after you've taken lessons, to go watch your recorded lessons, you go to the Progress tab, scroll down to Lesson History. This will give you all of your lessons. And you click, and that is how you get to the lesson recording. Here, ta-da. Okay. Let's see, and then anything else for questions? We are almost up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so another question I have here from Instagram is, I'm a real beginner, but I want to use Cambly. Ooh, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for doing this. It's really scary to start learning a language. My recommendation for you is I would say definitely the private plus. For beginners, I would really suggest doing one-on-one lessons so you can get very individualized attention. So private plus, I think, would be the plan I would recommend for a beginner. And then, here, let me show you. When you look for tutors, you will go and click on the preferred level. And true beginner is an option. And this will show you all of the tutors that have practice or really, they know how to work with a true beginner. I also recommend adding in whatever language you speak to see if, in order to help bridge what you don't know. So I will say this doesn't mean that the tutor you're going to talk to is fluent. They might also only be intermediate in, for example, Spanish. But at least they can help in any situations as a true beginner, learning how to talk and speak another language. Yeah, those would be private plus for one-on-one lessons, and then use the tutor filters to only schedule lessons with tutors that will work with true beginners. And then if you can, someone that might speak a little bit of your language. Okay. And I have that the last question is, okay. I'm very shy. How can be fluent? Oh, yeah, learning a language, you don't think that you're going to have to also confront a lot of fears. At Cambly, we say it's progress, not perfection. And I think it's really nice to have lessons where you're speaking. I guess for you, Rona, I would recommend one-on-one as well, so that you're only speaking with one. The groups might be very scary for someone who is shy. One-on-one lessons, the tutors here, they know you're not perfect and you're here to learn how to speak. And they'll do, sorry, okay. Very shy. I'm not sure what level you're at, but I would say do one-on-one lessons. I would work on talking and just talking and talking and really understanding and learning that you have the ability to communicate ideas. It might not be perfect, and that's totally fine. And once you sort of really understand that, I had to learn this as well with Spanish. It takes a while to really learn that it's okay to not be perfect in it. And really, it's just connection. All we're trying to do is connect to people, right? And they, of course, want to connect with us. So it's a very loving sort of thing to learn that you don't need to be perfect in your communication with others. And I think that might help you not be as shy and realize that it's actually quite exciting to talk to new people and new cultures and just completely different perspectives, which I think is another really cool aspect of taking lessons on Cambly that isn't necessarily learning English. It's more learning how to interact with people. Yeah. So I guess on that very inspirational note, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all for being here. There's a link down below to go to the subscription page. You can also scan the QR code. I will go ahead and make that bigger to see the promotion. Black Friday is only going to be here until the 28th, so you have a week and a half to take advantage of the promotion. Black Friday is Cambly's biggest promotion of the year, so really right now is the time. I would say everyone should be investing in their English and in themselves. It's a wonderful time to be doing that. And yeah, with that, I hope it was helpful. Go ahead and you can message customer support if you have any other questions. We're more than happy to help you out. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Ciao. Oh, how do I take